battle has just begun!
Welcome one and all, and welcome, everybody. This is gonna be, actually a really nice match. I'm looking forward to narrating this. This was, Passerby Anthony, who surprised me by actually bringing a team. He's got a Greninja, which Greninja's crazy good. I do have Golisopod though, so yeah, Golisopod beats the fuck out of Greninja. He has Como-O, which is a Pokemon I really like. I really like the spec set. I want to start using it again, maybe with a revised version of the Aurora Veil team that I used before. Although that team works pretty well, I should just try using it again. He has his own Golisopod and Salazzle, which is really interesting. And he has a Mega Beedrill. Mega Beedrill was released recently, and it's much better in this metagame, obviously, because of the Cocos and whatnot. And he has Delmise, or not Delmise, same type though. The fucking Owl Starter Man. Who could be anything, honestly. Like, it makes a really great Scarf set. It's a good Life Orb set. It makes a good Tank set. Like, it's honestly way better of a starter than I thought it would be. But enough talking. Let's get this going. I probably should have checked how long this battle is, because this might take a century or two. It felt like a really fast-paced battle, so hopefully this won't be a 20-minute video where I just narrate at normal speed. So that's my opponent. He's got a cool pose. I'm going to lead with Golisopod. Golisopod seems to pair well with everything he has, and Beedrill is no exception. Yeah, I'm definitely into that. Oh, okay, so this match wasn't too long, so this battle won't be crazy. Or this video, I should say. He's going to make up, which surprises me, because I'm going to go for first impression. I know you resist it, but goddamn, I have Stab, so it almost kills you. He goes knockoff, which does fucking nothing, and then he immediately fodders Mega Beedrill, which is something I don't really agree with. But maybe he knew he didn't have ground coverage on Beedrill, so maybe he knew Toxapex would always be there. Maybe he didn't want that free switch in. I don't know what my opponent's thinking was, but we take those basically. So he's gonna Dragon Dance here with Como-O. So I assumed that it was going to be Choice Specs, because that's like the popular set to use, but he's going Dragon Dance, so I'm just gonna leg it straight away into Lando T. Luckily he goes Earthquake. My opponent seems to be playing pretty straightforward, which is nice. It's kind of nice when that happens. This man is gonna click Dragon Dance like 8 more times. I thought he might switch out, so I went Stone Edge, because everything he had was weak to Stone Edge, and I thought it would be cool. And then I'm like, shit, that was terrible. And now he just gets a free Dragon Dance. So I'm gonna try to hope to bait another Earthquake out of this guy, but I'm not sure if it's gonna really work. Also, his nickname is The World, Zuwardo. So that's a cool nickname. I guess Outlandress, yep, he just goes for another Dragon Dance, so he's not falling for that again. So that is less good for me. So I'm just gonna go for that Earthquake here. As he goes Dragon Dance yet again. I think at the time Landorus came in, he was only at like +2. So his attack is actually, you know, he had to Dragon Dance a couple extra times, basically. So we're gonna go Earthquake. It does a lot. I think I might even be in Attack Nature. I don't quite remember. He's gonna go Outrage, and that, unfortunately, is gonna take out Landorus T. But Landorus T did a really good job weakening him. As now, since he's locked into Outrage, Baneful Bunker is gonna work 100% of the time. Get poisoned right the fuck now. Right the fuck now, sir. Right the fuck now. And it the roller coaster doesn't end there, boys. No. I am going to make a really gutsy switch, go into Gliscopod, who I actually kind of need to beat, you know, Greninja, and he is gonna go for the Z move. Going for the Tectonic Rage, which is a Z move I have not seen yet. I believe this is the one for ground. It would make sense. Gliscopod is getting way the fucked up. He was dragged to the core of the entire planet, and then a volcano erupted, and I fucking lived because it's Gliscopod. So, we're gonna get that emergency exit, just switch it to Seismitoad as he dies from the poison. Yes! The poison team is here. I'm hoping my Seismitoad, instead of using Necrozma, number one, it gives me a water immunity, which is pretty nice. Number two, Water Ground synergizes with Water Poison extremely, extremely well, as we're going to see here. I was hoping I could bait the Leaf Blade, but I still get some nice chip damage on his U-turn, so that's cool. And also, I have Venoshock on the Seismitoad to try to beat back the Cocos, because I was looking at my team, and that just kind of seemed like I was a little too weak to electric types, so I swapped it out for another, my one Stealth Rocker for another. So, anyway, back to the battle, less ranting. Yes, that is definitely Choice Specs Dark Pulse, which means this is an Ash Greninja. I'm going to get really lucky and avoid the flinch and land that Toxic, which, by the way, is 100% accuracy because I am a Poison type. So that is pretty great, pretty nice to avoid that, I believe, a 10% chance of getting flinched there. I'm going to get my Regenerator health back and just go into Seismitoad here, as he's just going to go Dark Pulse again. And I'm going to get up Stealth Rocks here if I avoid getting flinched by Dark Pulse. When I was having this battle, I couldn't remember if Greninja got any grass coverage, but I don't think it does, because I think I would have probably known about it by now. But like, if I could see this guy learning Grass Knot or something, but I don't know. So I just stay in. He goes for another Dark Pulse, but he seems to be Life Orb actually. But it looked like Specs damage at the time, just because it looked like higher than normal damage. So for some reason I did assume it was Specs, but Life Orb on an Ash Greninja is pretty valid as well. Unfortunately, you're poison, boy. What's worse, that's Toxic Poison, so you were done. I do manage to get up my rocks, and I just fodder high as hell here, which, by the way, is the best nickname a Seismitoad could ever have. Thank you, Weedle, for that. As, hilariously, he's going to evolve into Ash Greninja the turn he dies from poison. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, that death was pretty sweet. That was a sweet death. That felt good in my bones. So, now this guy's out here. I'm gonna go into Adamantix, the Salazzle here. I'm just gonna go for that Overheat. And this guy just never switches out. My opponent seems to be really unaware of his surroundings. Turn 1, I was yelling at my screen because I'm like, you have a Gliscopod, you know First Impression is coming. You know it's gonna do 80%, right? Like, Gliscopod hits like a goddamn train, but he just let it happen. So my opponent is a little but still, he brought a real good team, and hey, let's God, I shit on my opponent so hard, like, in my narrations, I'm just fucking merciless. So you know what? he's first of all, shiny Gliscopod looks sick. Like, it looks amazing. I want one. I want like 3. He is gonna switch out. I'm gonna go Infestation. It's my only attacking move, and it will just give me some nice chip on this guy. And yeah, you remember the Como-O, right? Where it just used Dragon Dance like 12 times, like. We're gonna get a little bit of that right now, because this is a nasty plot, Salazzle, which, you know, is a good set for sure. I definitely like Corrosion. But I'm going to take this chance to set up a layer of toxic spikes, which means, yeah, I have definitely poisoned his Golisopod, so that will make taking care of it later way, 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 way better. As a nasty plot's going to happen here again. Yeah, he's not gonna get baited. So yeah, it's the Funk versus this guy. He is gonna show me his attack. I just stay in, and he crits me. Actually, he does crit me. I'm not sure if that crit mattered or not. He was at +4, but I was at like 80%-ish health, with like a lot of special defense investment, like max neutral special defense. I don't know. Whatever, it's fine. We got Aquajet here. And because my life orb was knocked off, it actually helps out, because this just allows me to survive even longer. Not that it matters too much in this situation, as his only Pokemon is Golisopod left, remaining. So he's going to get hit by those rocks and get poisoned by that Toxic Spikes. I figured a first impression probably is coming, but it's, you know, there's no point in saving Golisopod right now. So I just, you know, let it go down. So now I'm going to go into Delmise here. One of the Trap Masters, along with Infestation on the Toxapex. So he's going to go Leech Life. It actually does almost half, which is really not okay. Because I'm going to go Shadow Claw. And it, you know, it's Golisopod. I was hoping I would get a crit and then he would die from poison, but no such luck. As he, yeah, he's here, and he's gonna get a lot of health if he Leech Lifes me again. So I'm gonna make the play, switch into Salazzle, who quad resists bug damage, because I'm poison and fire type. Look at that. That didn't do much at all, and he's not gonna get a lot of health back, compared to, you know, the hit he got off my Popeye the Sailor Man wheel, like, you know, comparatively. So I predict the Buck move, and he doesn't heal that much, and that's just gonna make poison kill him. Shockingly, my opponent does not have Aquajet, which I think is a terrible, terrible thing. Anyone who runs Sucker Punch on Golisopod just doesn't know what they're doing, in my honest opinion. Because you got that Stab Aquajet right the fuck there. It's gonna hit harder, especially since they nerfed Sucker Punch. Anyway, that's gonna be the end of the game. Yeah, I actually missed the overheat. And then he died from poison anyway. So that was a really, really fun battle. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Comment, like, subscribe, please. It helps me out and helps this channel get noticed. We're getting a real solid 40 views a video. So if we could like bump that up to like 42, like that's all I want. Okay, so call a peace.